For some time now, we have been dedicating ourselves to innovation in education, a theme that in fact has been recurrent since memory became history, namely based on the area of citizenship and the Western Republican spirit that became more notable more recently with the end of the Ancien regime and was embodied during the First Republic in Portugal. In this sense, the issue of educational practices related to open schools based on the principles of democratization of education, education for citizenship, and the promotion of autonomy and critical thinking guided us in organizing this paper. The emphasis of our interest in practices seems beneficial for the encounter between teachers and students and biosocial cultural environments. As teachers, we are concerned about enhancing the horizontal student-teacher relationship and the visible decrease in alumni collaboration in the learning context. Individualism is a phenomenon that could be subject to analysis in the near future. We must continue to reflect on strategies that mitigate individualism and strengthen cooperation in pedagogical practice. Thinking about the principles of open school, there is some interest in this process as long as we know how to integrate technological innovations with practices that foster active citizenship, intellectual autonomy, and critical thinking, preparing students for the challenge of the 21st century. This article's main objective is to reflect in our teaching experience in which we encounter recreational activities, including games associated with educational environments, outdoor contexts, or in the classroom, leveraging gamification techniques to enhance student motivation and active participation. Novelty in culture in each stage of its dynamics involvement is a process that cannot be reversed, and technical objects and human memory are co-constitutive, meaning that human identity and knowledge are fundamentally shaped by the technologies we create and use. Thus, technological development intertwines with cultural evolution, especially in the context of collective memory and identity. This kind of development serves as a form of external memory, saving what seems to matter for each new challenge of application solving problem. This accelerated technological development may have evolved according to the logic of the liberal economy, keeping the humanities out of the curricular syllabus, namely university studies, subsequently with consequences on collective memory by its silenced voices. However, the learning and teaching process has its continued reconditioning and cross-disciplinary teaching, where we can include outdoor learning opportunities, has good results in students' learning process concerning the engagement of the senses. This method of teaching permits embodied and grounded depth of knowledge. Teachers and students seem more engaged on the outcome of pedagogical practices. Moreover, as game-based learning and storytelling gain relevance in educational settings, gamification emerges as a powerful approach to integrate these practices, offering structured and rewarding learning experience that foster motivation and collaboration. The European matrix seemed logical in the immediate adaptations to curricular programs and spaces since the last decades of the 20th century. However, with the personal computing devices, researching, teaching and learning came into a new age. New schools, even those in urban areas, tend to be more open to communities and landscapes. The architectural movement rooted in North America created the ideal universal design models in the 60s. By the end of this century, this movement's theories were applied to learning. Universal design for learning emerged in the 21st century, supported by legislation. The theoretical support of this model is inclusion. Thus, the concept of universality comprehends all kinds of learning in every stage of human development. Digital game strategies for outdoor learning align with the principles of universal design for learning and the cognitive rigor matrix by promoting active involvement and critical thinking through structured challenges and real-time feedback. As the teaching and learning process is entwined, we must achieve a sustainable balance that must be reinforced on the teacher's side. The authenticity of real things can be valued for knowledge and cultural preservation with these new methodologies and tools. The chronology of memory can be understood, for example, through the holistical recreation of sites. A dynamic approach can contribute more effectively to efficiently using time to acquire verbal data and conduct qualitative analysis. Pictures of people kept in open cabinets or even in most private and forgotten places in dwelling gain life and can speak and transmit information according to the recollected data.
Why are games stimulating and effective on the learning process? Games help students learning by making education engaging and interactive. They can experience, for example, competence, enjoyment, or pleasure, which are particular of intrinsically motivated human behavior, according to Koivisto and Amaria, 2019. Through tools and technology, they can manipulate this game world, integrating their own knowledge and skills. According to G 2010, users can test theories and make mistakes without real-world consequence, providing a safe experimentation. Simulation game-based learning can be a good preparation exercise for real-world learning based on real cases and experience, according to CAP 2012. And what about use of digital games in initial teacher training? Some benefits according to G 2010. They offer a dynamic way to enhance educators' skills, making learning more effective and enjoyable. Unlike traditional training methods, game-based learning introduces elements of competition, achievement, and instant feedback, which can increase motivation and engagement on the learning. The collaboration and cooperative teamwork is also important, crucial skills for teachers who frequently work with colleagues, parents, and students. Other benefits is the possibility of personalized learning experience. This ensures that teachers receive training that aligns with their skill levels and learning paces, making professional development more effective. The development of problem-solving skills is also important. Digital games often require players to solve complex problems, think critically, and strategically. By engaging in these activities, teachers develop problem-solving skills that can be applied to real-life teaching challenges. At ISEC Lisboa, we seek to raise awareness among future teachers about the importance and advantage of using digital games as a pedagogical tool in the learning process, through the research and the development of educational content in a playful, interactive, and didactic way.